Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friends Unfiltered podcast. As usual,
What is
I'm
going
John.
on? Samir right here, y'all.
Mm-hmm. And this is episode 4. We were supposed to have a guest for you guys today, but
Actually, three guests.
three
Three
guests.
people are supposed to be on here, but
We kind of
didn't
went down the
happen.
list. Yeah, it didn't happen. Life happens. Everyone's got their own schedule and everything, and plus some of them were like last minute and everything. So yeah.
yeah. Plus technical difficulties.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was terrible. So basically, yeah. Part of the equipment had to be a specific type of way or else it wouldn't work for that third mic. And then now hopefully we've got it figured out. So
We do gotta figure it out.
I said
Now
figured
we
it.
hope.
I said figured it out.
The figure did.
Yeah. So yeah, this episode is kind of be improvised.
Like
so
the first one.
it's
It's
like-
be everywhere.
yeah, it's gonna be an improv episode. No, I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, kind of improv, but at the same time, it's kind of like I guess to get to know us a little bit even more.
Even
So,
more. You can work on your actor
yeah.
skills. You never know. You could be in the next Marvel franchise movie.
That'd be great.
Just be some guy in the background and it's like, oh yeah, this is some guy in the background. It's not important.
Turns out to be a main villain.
Yeah.
I know, right? Be
I
like,
could
that was
see
actually, I don't know, something.
If you were to be in a Marvel movie, what kind of role would you want to play?
Ooh.
Like that side character.
Nah, I feel like I would be down to be like a main character.
The main character, like
Yeah.
what kind?
I don't know. I don't have any specific type of character in mind that they might be bringing out, but like a main character of a story,
Like
one of the
say
big
if you
ones.
can they tell you, you can make your own Marvel movie based on your personal experience. How would your
Ooh.
what would your origin story be and like your powers?
Damn. That was like straight up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of having electrical powers. Sometimes I'll randomly
Electrical.
especially like when I'm at the gym and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I have such a good pump, or like before the gym, like when I had just finished drinking my pre-workout and stuff. I'm like,
Ooh.
supposedly I'm like, like electro. So yeah, or
Well,
like Thor type.
Technically, you do have electricity in your body. Oh, damn, what's in that cup there? In case the people are wondering.
A little bit of Smirnoff.
Smirnoffs.
Yeah, the tamarind, spicy tamarindo or whatever.
Also
it's
got
called.
some in this cup right here. About to take
Mhm.
a little sip.
Spice things up a bit. Yeah, dude, I took that first sip and I
Oh,
was
God.
like, God, that motherfucker was burning. Should have got some ice. Oh well,
Oh, God. Yep.
we'll die like real men. It'll also.
I just feel it going all over my body.
yeah.
It's like the Venom scene in the first Spider-Man. Like, is one going when he's in
Oh,
the
yeah.
bed, it's like crawling everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
going on the suit. It's like
It's just like slowly like
yeah, it's
taking
just
over
going,
his
like,
body.
all over my body. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's fucking hilarious, man.
But continue.
But yeah, I feel like electrical type powers probably for sure.
How would you get the electrical power?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like electro?
Nah,
Body
that's like really weird. I feel like something as simple as like, oh, I just happened to be out one day and then I got struck
by lightning.
Yeah, yeah, you thought of it just exactly. And then it's like, oh shit, like I go into a coma or something, and then I'm supposedly in the hospital for a little while or whatever. But then they realize like, I guess maybe the electricity can help me like regenerate or something, and like all that stuff. And then, eventually they're like, oh yeah, or whatever. And then I'll go home like usual and everything, and not think much of it until like random like little acts, like let's say my fingertips or something, or like whatever. It'll be like,
Kind of sounds like you're describing the Flash.
or like I'll like randomly just touch my phone and my phone starts charging. I guess like the Flash, but that's not.
That's
Marvel.
like literally the first episode of the Flash.
Oh, I've never seen that show. So
Like he's like working in the lab, then like it's raining. He's like, oh yeah, let me be. I guess like the
dang it. So that means I have to come up with a new origin story.
Yeah, like the
All right.
ceiling was like glass. He was trying to like cover it.
Oh,
then boom, struck by lightning.
Oh, okay. Then let me think of a new.
Yeah.
Or I, in my defense, I've never seen that, so I wouldn't have known.
Pretty good show. For
Yeah, I've heard a
couple
lot.
seasons.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about that show. I'm not too much of a big DC like
No,
cinematic
if you like
cinematic stuff, but
Like the cement, like the first couple episodes, like it's pretty alright, but like later on, you can tell like the CGI, it's like so fucking like ass.
yeah. But I heard that even that CGI was better than that new Flash movie that they came out with. I heard that Flash movie flopped low key.
Really? I didn't even
Yeah.
see it.
I didn't either.
Really?
Yeah. So who knows? I
I
don't
thought
know.
it was still coming out, or it's been
No,
out.
it already came out. I think.
Really?
We're gonna have to look that one up.
Because I swear I know they're like still showing the trailer like in the movies the last time that I went. Like they're still like promoting it with like all the new like upcoming movies.
Let's see, 2023
And
film.
yeah, the Flash should be still coming out pretty soon later on in the month, I think. No, or was it say like on your phone? You looked it up, like the.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think it should be coming out later. Cause if they didn't come out, it would have like
Release date was June 16th, 2023.
June.
Yeah, we're already in August. June, July. August.
Dude, I thought it came
that
out like
movie
in
is
September.
That movie's
or
about to
something.
start streaming on probably HBO Max.
Look, you gotta watch that.
No,
now.
it's just Max now. They don't call it HBO Max anymore.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
just-
that they changed it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like
And Twitter's X now.
I saw that. I was
And it was
like,
funny.
X. I'm like, what the heck?
I think it's funny that they changed it to X, and then if you look at the logo, it's funny because it's like a black background, and then it's a white X. And it's kind of like, it's funny because this was right after Instagram released Threads, and Threads was a black background or whatever, and it's got that like little like logo. I don't even know what kind of logo it is.
Well, you just said it was like what, black and like
Yeah.
X. That's like
Oh, it's like
white
a little,
lines.
it's a little white at logo.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but yeah, they're both basically the same. They're right next to each other.
Yeah.
That's funny. So now it's funny because like everywhere that has like those things of like, oh, follow us on Twitter. Now they have to change it to X. Follow us on X.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird getting used to saying X and Twitter. Like, oh, go follow me on X.
Yeah. or it'll be funny if someone's asking you like,
Hey, yo, what's
are
your
you
X?
following my ex?
I didn't even think about that.
I just thought of that right now as we were talking about it. So that's why I was like, okay. Are you following my ex? My most recent ex is probably well over 10 years since I've had
10
relationships. Yeah, so who knows where she's at. Well, last thing I knew about her, she had a kid.
She had a kid?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
How
Everybody
old
be
is she?
having baby. She's probably like 2 years younger than me, 3 years younger than me.
How old are you, John? Just so the people can know.
Stalkers. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm 24 right now. I'm about to be 25 in a couple
So
months.
she's 22 right now?
Yeah, she's probably like 22 or something.
All right. All right. Okay.
Or like 21 maybe. I don't know.
All right.
So yeah.
So, why was she your ex?
What do you mean? Like, how did she become my ex?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this story I'm not too proud of.
I need to take a...
Because it's like one of those like, given though that I was like, this was barely my like maybe freshman year of high school.
Freshman year?
Freshman or sophomore year? I don't
So I was like, what, 2015?
know. No.
No?
Even before that, I think it was like 2013-ish.
Damn.
Ish. I don't even remember exactly. Dang, that's kind of sad.
2013.
But
I think I was like,
yeah,
middle
like I
school.
said, it's been like 10 years. So if she's
my
already had a
God.
kid, I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the same time it's kind of like, I don't know. Everybody lives their life their own pace. But anyways, this story it was funny actually because her like we slowly but surely like all her family members started knowing that we were dating. So it was like
you'll go around her and then like they'll see like, who's that guy?
yeah.
you've been
So
hanging out with?
initially it was funny because it was only her sister that knew about it, and then like her sister was the one that would help us like do cover up stories and everything of like because
How
her
come,
sister.
you guys hanging out like a
Yeah,
lot?
like her sister had her own boyfriend, right? So then she would do a double date, but she wouldn't really tell the parents that. She would be like, "Oh, she's gonna come with me, and like, and we're just gonna like the three of us chill." Like it wasn't even like an actual date supposedly, but
so you guys just like hanging out, kind of.
yeah. But what ended up happening was basically a double date because they didn't tell them that I was going.
Oh.
but that I was there. And then eventually, like, it was kind of more like, oh, he's a friend. So they were like, oh, okay, cool. He's a friend. He's a friend. He's a friend. Especially because, like, back then, like, you know, those couple of years or whatever is more of a bigger deal because it's kind of like, oh, you're probably already 18.
Couple years, like
it's
like a,
or it's like saying like you're about to reach 18, and then she's not gonna reach 18 until like 2 years from now, 3 years from now. So it was a little bit more of a bigger deal. You get me? Like when you're in high school and all that stuff. Yeah,
it's a long time ago.
Yeah,
different times.
yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah, way different times, low key if you think about it.
Yeah,
but what's it called? Yeah, so that's what we did for a little while. Like, was like low key undercover. I think I have like 2 people that still follow me that know who I'm talking about. Yeah, that was like from way back in the day. So like, shout out to those like 1 or 2 people. I think it's only one that knows they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But she was great. Like, I don't have any complaints or anything. Like, she was probably
grade A.
Grade A, yeah. Like, definitely. No, I don't regret that relationship in any type of way or whatever. We had a lot of good times. A lot of fun times and everything. Like, yeah, she felt like that way too. Like, if anything, I felt at that time, obviously, I felt like her like attraction to me was more deeper or like stronger than my attraction to her. Like, it was still mutual in a way, but in a way I felt like she was more like actually like into me than I was into her. Like,
I get you. Yeah.
So yeah, it was like that, and everything was going great. So then slowly, like, you know, we got her brother into it, and her brother found out, and then he was like, okay, cool, like, as long as you don't like the usual like big brother type talk, because it was her older brother, but her older brother was still younger than me by like a few months.
That older brother talk, I never had that.
Yeah. Well, like with your younger sisters, or like,
no, they're like sneaky. You
or like,
them?
Yeah, I know.
They're like sneaking off, jumping over fences, our own fence, freaking getting trash cans.
Yeah, I was about to say the trash cans
and not putting it back, like not covering their tracks. Come on,
girls, like, you can make it a little bit less obvious, just to let you know.
Nah, this is my sisters are dumb. That's it. They don't know how to cover their tracks.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, yeah. So slowly, like, her brother found out, and then he gave me the usual speech of like, oh, just as long as you take good care of her type stuff, and like don't break her heart, or else I'm gonna like have problems with you. Like, I don't have problems with you. You're a cool guy and everything, but just know that that's my sister. Like, he was really like, he cares for his sister.
Was he like a buff guy kind of builder and like kind of?
No, he was. Skinny, this guy was. Tall, at that skinny. Time, he was like he was tall. I'll give him that.
Like, I think 6 foot.
I think he was taller than me. No, not like 6 foot, but he was definitely taller than me. And
okay, gotcha.
I'm like 5'6", 5'7", depending on.
So like what, 5'10", something like that.
Depending on who you ask, maybe. Yeah, I can't really remember too often because it's already like fading away in my memory. It's something that. Yeah, I know. It's something that I don't really talk about too much or whatever. But
why?
But I don't know.
Why?
I just don't. It doesn't come up.
Right.
It's not like every day that everyone's like, any random friend or person comes up to me and is like, "Hey, tell me about your exes." You know, usually that's like someone that you're starting to kind of talk to. They might ask me about it, like, you know.
I feel like it's kind of like maybe like.
But I never bring it up. Therefore, nobody like that I talk to normally ever brings it up. So it's kind of like it just.
They could just be like curious, like, oh, you have like any exes, and that can like lead on to that question you just said.
True. Yeah. But I've never like, well, I don't have it happen as often of being like, oh, tell me about like your favorite ex, let's say, for example, or like, yeah, if you had any regrets of any relationships or stuff like that. But yeah, so eventually she started getting that idea of like, for me to talk to her parents and like tell her parents officially.
Oh, and so not the parents.
At this time, I'm pretty sure I was like, I don't remember what it was. No, I wasn't even 18 yet because that was like towards my high school, the end of high school. But
so that's like what, 17?
No, dude. Back then I was like, I graduated at like 17 and a half.
I did too.
So, well, That
Like 15.
I might have been like 15, maybe,
Yeah.
give or take. Which is would you say 15?
15?
Roughly.
All right.
Roughly.
15,
It might be a little bit more closer to 14, might be a little bit more 16, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I think she was like that 13 ish type. I don't know.
13?
Yeah. Well, she's a couple years younger than me. You see what I mean right now? Because it's like if I'm saying, "Oh, I'm 24," and she's 22, it doesn't sound like a big deal. But if you hear it as, "Oh, I was like 15 or 16, and she was like 13," that's kind of like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Yeah, but like this, the way you're saying it, like the story, like you were seeing her like at what 13, and you're 15.
Yeah, give or take.
Like,
So-
I'm saying, like, during that point in time, if I met you right there, it's like, oh, yeah, like, I'm talking to the girl. She's only, like, 13. And, like, how old are you, 15?
Yeah,
I'd
it
be
would have
like,
been really bad.
Like, now, like, it's, like,
So-
basically normal. So.
Yeah, it's like a normal thing.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
It's
back
crazy.
in that day, like I would just tell people about her, kind of, and not even then. Like it was like my close friends that knew about her, and or like the people that directly knew, like who I was talking about. And so, yeah, she started being like, "Oh, we should tell my parents so that way we're not like hiding anything or whatever." And then I was kind of like, "Yeah, sure, whatever," but you know, fucking 15-year-old me, since we're calling it 15, yeah, I know I feel like the slight burn, but it's like cool, it's like it's good, but
it's cold outside. That's why.
yeah,
It feels good.
yeah, exactly. But
The video's dark. It's raining.
yeah, sorry guys, we don't have fancy.
That fancy, schmancy, white light type stuff.
We're working on it though, little by little. Like we're getting small improvements. Like we just got that extra mic so we can start having guests, make things a little bit
Exactly.
more interesting, a little bit more diverse. And then I think that should definitely be we're probably gonna get headphones too to help like hear ourselves.
We recently just bought the headphone adapter, so we can just hear our voices instead of like the outside, so we can just stay focused in the conversation.
Exactly. And then eventually, you know, we'll do that. We also plan on getting like better camera angles too, or more camera angles.
Yeah, more camera
So
angles,
like,
yeah.
you know, we'll have this main one like how we're doing right now, but we also want to have one that's like mostly focused on me. And like maybe that I'm talking directly to,
Mostly
and then one for you too.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be one for you too.
Alright.
You know,
Alright.
yeah, I know. It's like, all right, cool, but
Okay, sure.
yeah. So going back to the story, a 15-year-old me wasn't man enough to fucking sit there and like try to tell her parents like, hey, like I'm interested in your daughter, like I want to like date your daughter and everything and all that stuff, and then. So I just kind of was like, oh no, like I just broke things off. Like I just broke up with her and everything.
Damn.
Yeah.
John be cruel. 15
Yeah,
John
no.
be cruel.
Kind of, except for the fact that I couldn't man up to like simply just talk to her parents.
Yeah.
You know, especially like, I don't, like I was saying, I don't regret her, and she was a really good relationship and everything. And I definitely would have seen us going maybe like really far.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was just young and stupid and, you know, typical high schooler stuff. Where I'm like, oh, fuck
You think
no.
it would be different now if you like had all the technology right now? Like in 2013, you think you would have gone up to her? Like her parents?
Yeah.
Like, it's like
I feel like,
I
feel like how.
GPT. And like, how do I have my girl that I like to make
Oh
her
my
parents
gosh.
like her?
No. Well, first of all, like nowadays, it's not such of a big deal like you were saying. Like, oh, it's a couple years difference. Like either way, when you guys end up growing up and everything, it's not going to be that much of a big deal as it was like before. So number one, I probably would have been more comfortable saying so. And then number two, if we're talking about like me right now at this moment, I would not be afraid to talk to her parents. I would like, yeah, like if it was like a formal, like I can imagine something like a dinner and like talking to them and being like serious.
What place you would take them to?
And then,
It's like, oh, I gotta impress these girls' parents.
probably like Olive Garden or something like that, or BJ's.
Olive Garden or BJ's. Come on, you gotta. If you really like this girl, you gotta like take her to the nice.
Well, this is like
nice.
the initial thing. Like this is something kind of like okay, like beginner-ish and whatever, and that it's enough to where you can still sit down and talk to.
Yeah, but like,
and then once
first impressions are everything, John. So if you like take her to like a Korean barbecue, they're like, oh, like this is like he got money. Like he can take us out.
Oh,
Like
okay, I
that.
see what you mean.
Like they have like ideas like, oh, like he's well, like with his
Well,
money.
then again, I haven't been to Korean barbecue at all.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty good.
yeah, we have plans with Norby. He's gonna eventually at some point be a guest on the show.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Norby, shout out to you, buddy. Can't wait to have you on. Devin too. Pablo, Isaiah wants to be on there. Joey. Yeah.
Oh.
This is gonna be like an Easter egg. I'm not even gonna like post this as a clip or anything. I'll be like, for the people that actually, because we're like 20 minutes in already. For the people that actually listen, I'm gonna be like, shout out to you guys because you guys know these names already before we.
Do they know?
All
like
the
what
episodes.
random people just like join up.
That's
like,
true. There's like
who's
probably
this Joey
like
guy.
Yeah, there's probably there's probably like a few friends of mine that I have no absolute idea. But of course, like those episodes and everything, we're gonna. Oh, I think it's a good time to kind of say that too. Is like when we're gonna have guests and everything, we're gonna focus the episode on them and what they want to talk about, you know, or like also kind of like a get to know them and everything. Because there's some friends that I'm like really cool with and everything, or like Samir would be really cool with and everything, and like we barely kind of know some beginner stuff about them, and we don't know much, and it'll be interesting to get to know more about them. And yeah, so basically that's how we're gonna do the guest star shows or whatever, and like or maybe like stuff like if they're passionate or like they work in a specific type of or going to school for a specific type of field, then and we have like very minimal knowledge about it, then we can like talk to them about it and be like, oh, like, you know, like tell me about this, like, or help me understand this, like why do they always say this or that, or for whatever technical reason. So that's gonna be all interesting, fun stuff, you know. And we'll probably make a playlist for that one alone.
A playlist for like what?
For like guests.
A playlist for guests. Like we'll just play them songs that they like or what?
No. No. I'm talking about like a playlist on YouTube, like with the videos. The episodes.
The videos?
The
like
episodes
you put music inside like of the video or what? What do you mean?
No, like when we organize them. You know how like we were like, oh, all the anime episodes are going to be put into a playlist on our profile? Yeah. Like that. Like all the guest episodes are going to be put into a guest playlist.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. But that's a good idea too. Like we have it's funny because we have the Friends Unfiltered podcast like actual profile, and then we have like a regular Spotify profile for Friends Unfiltered. So that Spotify profile for Friends Unfiltered, like the regular one, then we could definitely make like playlists on it based off of like, let's say, we can have like one playlist that's like Samir's picks, let's say, and then it'll be like music like that you're like, this is my jams.
Okay, I get you.
And then like mine, and then we could even have like guests, like a guest playlist or whatever, or like, you know,
it's gonna be a lot of playlists,
or we can have a playlist that. Oh yeah, you know me. I could come up with a playlist idea for like just about anything.
Just about anything. What about country?
Almost about anything.
Country,
like
salsa.
The country would like probably be like a really small playlist starting off, but I feel like if I really got into it, I could definitely like fall into a rabbit hole of that, and then like start finding up a bunch of like different types of country music and everything. So that'll be
music. What do you think about country music? You like it? You think it's like your thing or no? Not really.
I like it, but not to the extent of like I'm gonna listen to it every day. At least not right now. Like maybe in a few years that might change. You never know. You know.
Yeah.
Like because there's some type of music that I might listen to nowadays more frequently. That like several or few years back I would have been like, oh, what the fuck is this, you know? So one of those like prime examples is like the heavy like emo type music. Yeah. Before I was like really picky and I was like, yeah, whatever, but then I guess it just kind of slowly grew on me, and now like it's expanding like crazy. My like interest in like, or like the artists that I know that do that type of music and everything. So yeah.
I feel like I was just drinking a bunch of peppers, bro. Damn, I forgot how spicy that drink is. Damn.
So yeah, and then techno. techno. I kind of already have a playlist like electronic type music.
Oh,
It's kind of party, but it's also kind of like as long as it's got like synthesized type music and everything. Yeah.
like what's your type of
I
vibe for music?
My type of vibe for music in general.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you said that because this morning I was thinking of because I posted like one of my other playlists that I was like working on or whatever. Those of you that know or that don't know, I'm basically gonna say it all over again. That my like Spotify playlists, that all of them, I was kind of like, I had so much. Number one, and then number two, some of them were like basically almost the same type of playlist, and I was like, okay, I gotta kind of filter through them. Or some of them I wouldn't listen to like on a regular basis. So I like went in there and like basically started like reconstructing my Spotify, which was like,
so you're just like
yeah,
listening through them like, oh, I don't like the song no more. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna change it out.
yeah, exactly, changing songs out, adding new songs. I had a couple of new playlist ideas that I'm deciding to do, which all my playlists right now on my public Spotify were basically reworked old playlists, which were like, they were either like, they all had like a mixture of like, I redid the cover art that I have on it, and then it was also like removing some songs, adding a bunch of new songs, and then even reordering some of the songs.
Reordering the songs like in the different like.
Yeah, in a different order, so that like, I don't know.
You don't put it on shuffle?
Yeah, I do put it on shuffle, but you know, like sometimes I also listen to it like in order.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, but that's like on a rare occasion, unless I intentionally make a playlist like that. But usually, when I make a playlist that I intentionally want to like listen to from start to finish, it's not that long. It will be like max 20 songs, and it won't be too much. So yeah.
You hear a dog in the background. That dog's going crazy.
Yeah. Fucking dog is crazy. A little wild. So, yep. We don't have soundproof walls or anything yet for where we're recording. But
got them wheat thin walls. Thin.
But eventually, you know, like I said, hopefully with upgrades and everything, and hopefully with the help of like everyone that's listening right now, like help having them like, if you guys can and stuff, like share, of course, with your friends, your family, share, repost. If you know one of us, like personally, you can reach out to us and ask us, or even on our like Instagram or TikTok, you can ask for like specific links that you can like copy and paste basically to your friends and family and stuff. Yeah, I also have to for sure work on that link tree, so that way we have.
I saw it. I think you have to pay like a couple bucks every month to like use it. I'm not sure. It's like that's an actual thing. I'm not sure.
That's the case, if it's not too much, then I don't mind paying it. You know, but we'll just have to see. If not, then you know, I don't know. Whatever. We'll find a way. You know.
Well, I was thinking even like linking in the videos that we just post,
I was thinking like eventually getting like little cards done or whatever with like a barcode or something, or like that has like all our ads and everything, and then like just going randomly and like fucking spreading them out and everything.
Like just sending on the random Instagram accounts, like, oh, follow us part of podcast, and it's like the QR thing and like of our podcast.
Well, not necessarily. Like, I mean, like go out somewhere and like let's say a parking lot and put them on the windows of all the cars and stuff.
Oh, like stuff. Flyers?
Yeah, kind of like flyers, QR or flyers? Like the little like, you haven't seen like the little cards. They're like cards. Not that big, and then they'll just put it on in like the side of the window.
Like business cards?
Almost like business cards, yeah. Or like mini flyers, like not an
mini
actual
flyers,
like big ass fucking flyer, but like something that's like big enough where you're like, oh, okay, cool, I can listen to these guys real quick, and then
all right. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
What we could do is airdrop it to random people whenever we're out.
You know what? I was thinking of doing that, like. When we're at the gym, I was like, that would be funny, especially when it's like super packed. I'm like, no one's gonna fucking suspect it's like from like anyone specific, unless
you gotta like change your name and all that stuff so they don't know who exactly it is. Like, man, who the heck is Rex Erection?
Oh yeah, you mean like my yeah.
You can change your name on that, so I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'll think of something. I'll be like, I don't know. I'll come up with something. I'm like RARXD.
You can do that tonight.
Oh, I'm down.
To do it tonight.
That'll be fucking funny. Just to show up early. do it to everyone in the parking lot and then do it inside the gym.
Hey, you gotta promote some
You know
way.
what? When we go to see like a movie premiere too, we could just subtly like get there like kind of early or whatever and just fucking airdrop to whoever has the airdrop open. That's the other thing though too, low key about the airdrop is like it depends if they have that airdrop open. And then number one,
usually everyone has it on or they don't know it's on and just like they see it
yeah.
randomly.
And then number two is if they accept it and then they look at it. And then and number three would be if they actually engage into it and they're like, oh, let me check this out. You know, so.
Well, even though if they say, oh, what's this? Like, even though if they do click it and if they play it, it's still technically a play or they like skim through it. And just,
Yeah,
like,
I think
I
think technically for it to count as a play, it has to like run for like a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
A minute?
Yeah. Well, according to Spotify, I don't know how it works for like.
Because I think
YouTube.
I listened to it like on my own phone and like I skimmed through it like a couple of pieces of it just to make sure it will like pop up saying like, oh, one person listened to it, and I did, and it did show up.
Oh, okay. Then
unless you listen to like a couple of seconds and skip it, then another couple of seconds.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe who knows? I think as long as you have like that, like to them would be like that file open or whatever, like listening to it actively, whether you're skipping through it or like playing it in slow motion or whatever what may have you.
Yeah.
Then I think as long as it's like playing, then they don't mind or they don't care. But yeah, I sometimes do that skipping to find the clips and everything too. But at the same time, I'll watch the actual like video or something, and I'll like mark down like, okay, this, and this, which yeah.
All right. So John, how was your day today?
Pretty good. It was actually pretty chill.
What'd you do today? So people can know what's a day in the life of John.
I got up. I
It's a lot of work getting up.
Well, yeah, of course. You kind of have to wake up.
Wake up. Why do you have to wake up?
No. So yeah, I woke up. I first thing I always do is brush my teeth. So I went and brushed my teeth, and then around that same time, like my mom was like basically getting ready and everything, or like coming down from the stairs and everything. And I asked her like what she wanted for breakfast because she was gonna go out with the kids basically. So I was like, okay. So usually when that's the case, like she's so focused and busy on like getting them all ready. It's like 6 kids in total, so just perspective. And then like I think it's 4 of them now go to school, so 2 of them stay with us. So like she, on top of that, she has to like to make sure she gets them to school on time.
Yeah, a lot of people in your house. Oh my.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, low key. But yeah, so I asked her like if she wanted to, because sometimes like if it comes down to it, she'll skip breakfast. So I'm kind of like, okay, that's kind of unhealthy. Like you have to eat something at least, you know, especially like because she's older than me. Like if I'm like me, I'm young and everything. Like I have more likelihood of like being okay. I'm not saying like do it.
You do got the background experience of cooking
or whatever. Yeah, a little bit. Not anything too.
Come on.
Not anything.
Know what you're doing.
Not anything too fancy, but I have a pretty good idea. Like I know not to burn stuff, so, so that works.
Like it's turning black. That egg. I know I'm burning it.
It's starting to look a little too crispy. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. No, I know. Either way, I don't like my eggs like too like. I know some people like them well done, where they're like they get that like golden brownish type of color.
I like that. I like it like that. It's good.
To me, I mean, I don't mind it like that, but at the same time, like I don't like it like that. Like mine, I think it's kind of me being picky, but I like it to be like that perfect like yellow look.
Yellow?
Yeah, not undercooked, but not to where you get that brown looking color, or whatever.
It's kind of like mushy, kind of. Yeah, like you just like you don't have to bite into it. You just like.
No, you can still kind of bite into it, but it's just like I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so I asked her like what she wanted, and then she was like, I don't know. So, I told her, I was like, well, I could just make some eggs, and then I threw in like some sausage links and everything, and I was like,
yeah, put some eggs and hot dog, bam, right there.
Well, that's what I'm saying, like a hot dog, like the wiener dogs, like chopped them up and then cooked it in with the egg.
Ooh.
You know, yeah, stuff like that.
Damn.
And then I made not only for her but also for 2 of the kids. Because the 4 kids that go to school were already at school at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like just the 4 of us basically. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did that. put my phone to charge because last night I was like, oh, my phone's like at the gym. I was
Mm.
like, my phone was like getting low in battery. I was like, I'll put it to charge overnight so that way I could wake up with like 100%. And
Yeah.
turns out I forgot to fucking put it to charge
You
because I got home and I was like,
gotta get that battery case, like, so you don't forget to charge it.
I know I kind of want to the like Apple case that has like the
I have one where one of my uncle's friends, he works at the Apple in Victoria
Oh,
Gardens.
yeah.
He was telling me on I think, yeah, when I went to vacation
Yeah.
in I forgot where. I'm like blanking out right now. But in December, he was saying like, oh, like the Apple ones are pretty good, but like they don't hold like a lot of like battery power
Oh,
than like
okay.
other brands do. And so he's like recommends like don't get the Apple one, get like a different brand. Like he showed me, I'll send it to you. But
Yeah.
it shows
Well,
like
we could probably even share it on the Instagram
yeah,
for
yeah.
people that maybe you never know someone that's listening might be interested in that too. Like they're like, hey, you know what? I need a good battery pack. Like,
Yeah.
especially if they travel a lot or they're not like around the power outlets too
Mhm.
often throughout the day or something, or like they have a long trip type of stuff. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like they do something where it might take up a lot of their battery, like have an event and they're like recording a lot or something. That'd be kind of cool
Recording
too.
a lot. You must be recording a lot
Oh.
if you're gonna be recording that much,
Yeah,
like
I don't
every
know.
second.
Well, you have a newer phone than me. Like mine.
I mean, it don't make any difference about the newer phone. Depends how much like you record. You're like looking at
That's
every
true.
store, like, oh my god, the store right here. Like, oh my god, this. Look at this Logic toilet. Oh my god.
I think. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Or just to kind of like have as an emergency. It's like, oh
Mm.
fuck, I didn't charge my actual phone, so now I got the backup battery pack
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's like sometimes it's like kind of expensive, like 60, $70, but it's like it's
But
worth it.
Yeah.
But like he says, like just like keep looking at it because sometimes they like do deals. Like it'll be like 50 or something like that, like 10,
Oh,
15
okay.
off.
Like on Amazon or?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And like I think I saw one time it was like $15 off the battery pack. It was like $60.
Oh, nice. That sounds
Mhm.
pretty good. Yeah, and then I probably will have to keep an eye on it. Like have the money set aside and be like sold when it goes on sale.
Yeah, cause I don't know how people get their phone that low. Like once I see my phone at 50, like nah, I gotta charge it. I don't care. I gotta charge it.
To me, I think it's when I see it like at 30 or 20, I'm like, I usually will be like, I gotta charge it. But I've had those instances where like it'll go down to like single digits even, and I'm like, fuck. But it will be probably because
Damn.
like I'm not around a wall outlet or whatever, or
Mm.
like I'm not at home, or even like I'm just too lazy to go fucking plug it in. So I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
it's just like a little bit longer, like like 5 more minutes type of thing. Yeah. So
I think my phone only died like twice ever since I got it. It's been like a year now.
Oh,
It
like-
only died twice.
like completely died.
Yeah, it completely died. It's crazy.
I want to say maybe for my phone too. To the
You
point
sure
where
about
like
that?
yeah, to the point where
I
like
don't
it
know.
completely died.
Yeah.
I think only like once or twice since I've had this specific phone
How long have you had that phone for?
for like a year and a half, a little bit more than you.
Like almost 2 years, maybe. Depending
Yeah,
on
probably almost
like
2 years.
what month did you get it? Like the phone.
Like in
In
I want to say
I mean, you put-
December.
December of last year.
Yeah, because I don't remember because my mom and I both have birthdays in October.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember if it was I was getting it for her as because I got this phone the same time I got her phone, and I don't remember if I was getting it for her birthday or if it was for
Oh
her.
yeah, you did get it for your birthday because you were telling me at the gym. You're like, oh, like I don't know if I should give my mom like my old phone because it's still pretty good. And you were talking about like,
Yeah, and then I
Giving
figured
it
it
to your
out where I
dad.
was like, yeah,
yeah,
I figured it out to where I was like, no, my mom deserves to have like the nicest phone I could possibly give her because especially
Damn.
because she started kind of like figuring out how to use smartphones. Before she was like very flip phony type or whatever, and then she started getting like the hang of her like smartphone and everything, and then now she's like even asking me to like hook up Siri for her and all this other stuff, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh, it's gonna be kind of complicated, but I just never sat down to do it with her. Plus, she's like always so busy and stuff, and she'll be like, no, like later on, and then we don't end up doing it.
I mean they do have the flip phone touch screen Samsung, so
Oh yeah,
really,
now
she really wanted to.
Oh yeah, true. But at the same time, me, I was kind of like basically like on a mission to like make my family
Like
like
iPhone side.
iPhone. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
my whole family's iPhone.
So that was kind of also my mission too. I was like, and then plus she even said it herself. She was like, oh, she was like, you see how much I struggle with she had like an Android, like not even like a Samsung Galaxy Type S or whatever,
Yeah.
but like it was just like some random Android like that. It was still a Galaxy. I don't even remember if it was a Galaxy or if it was like a LG, but it was an Android phone, and it was like one of those cheap ones that you kind of get just to have and everything.
Yeah.
Especially because I was like, she's an older woman, you know,
Mm.
so she's like, I was like, I don't think she's gonna want anything fancy. But eventually, she started coming at me with like the whole like, oh, you guys have iPhones and they're so nice phones, and she's like, where's my iPhone? So
Damn,
she started
like, where's my iPhone? I gave you birth. Where's my iPhone?
yeah, exactly, exactly, stuff like that. So then I was kind of like, you know what? Okay, like she wants an iPhone, then like she's asking for it, basically, you know. So I was like,
damn.
and then I just decided like, oh, I'll give it to her for her birthday, and then I was like, okay, I'll give her the nice ass one, and then I had the 12 at the time, which, the 14 was had barely came out, I think.
Yeah.
And then because that's like when you got yours, or wait,
Nah.
no,
I
the
got
13,
like,
the 13 had barely come out.
yeah, I remember the 13 coming
Yeah.
out. I got it like
Yeah,
a couple
yeah,
months or like
yeah. So the
after
13 had
when it
barely came out, and then I was like, ooh, I think I'm gonna get the 13. Like I was gonna upgrade from the regular sized phone to the Pro Max size for iPhone. So then that's why I was like, oh, I'll get the Pro Max for myself. I'll give my mom like the new one. I think either way, I think they were running a deal.
Like
But-
those, trade in your phone and get this one for free or something like that.
No, and I mean, and I didn't even trade in that phone. I like,
Mm.
well, yeah, the 12. I didn't trade in the 12. I kept it. And that's where I figured it out. And I was like, I gave it to my dad, basically, because then.
Oh, so you gave your 12 to your dad?
Yeah, and then my mom got I think I got her an iPhone 13 Pro.
Like, oh, the Pro? Okay. That's not bad.
I think it's a
Or
regular
it's like
one.
the regular one?
I think it might have been the regular one. And then I got myself, of course, the Pro Max because I had already gotten I had already gone through like 2 iPhones. So I was like, okay, I started kind of being familiar with the iOS and everything. And then
I was thinking
now
about
I'm
getting the 14 Pro when I was buying my phone. I was because I always wanted the Max because like they're so big. I'm like, I always see people. I was like, man, imagine having that big screen in your hand.
You know what's funny? So I have the Max, and then like for certain things, like when I use my iPad, it's funny because I'm like I get used to the screen size of the iPad, and then when I go to my phone, I feel like it's so small. But because I have my iPad and it's such a big screen and everything, I love my iPad for like watching stuff. Like if I have to watch it like in a handheld type version, which keeps reminding me like I've been wanting to take it to the gym with us. So like
take it tonight.
I'm going to because I could just do the hotspot and like share it to my iPad and like we could watch Naruto off of that or whatever. Or like sometimes
what episode are you on Naruto so people can know?
The exact episode number is like,
or like what part are you at like in Naruto?
No, you're already making me pull it up. So
oh god, he's pulling it up.
Well, the part that I'm on in Naruto is okay. So episode 131.
Oh damn!
It's in season 3. I think it's like already halfway through season 3, but out of 4 for just Naruto. And
I was
then,
about to say you have like one more season
and then
left.
you have Naruto Shippuden. Yeah, but I'm at the part where like. Basically Naruto and Sasuke are fighting for like the first time because Sasuke like was going into the village of the hidden sound village. Yeah. To meet like with
Orochimaru.
Yeah, Orochimaru. And like because he was going willingly and everything. And then like he's giving like as they're fighting, they're giving like flashback stories of like his background and like what's motivating him to do this now and everything. And like him basically just telling Naruto like, oh, I'm not gonna go back to you guys and be like friends with you guys because you guys are holding me back from my like my true potential and power and everything. And like this, like that show like right there is like starting to get crazy for me. So I'm like really hooked and everything. And then, damn. Basically, right there. Like that's the main thing. Oh, that one went up my nose. I went up my nose a little bit,
dude. Oh my god, I have like a sort. I think it happened not that long ago. So,
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
so you know me, being me, just chilling at my house, ain't doing nothing like I always do.
Right.
And
Yeah, it's funny because sometimes I'll ask this guy, like, I'll know he has a day off and, like, we don't hang out until, like, the gym or something. And then I'll ask him, I'll be like, so what'd you do today? He's like, nothing. I'm like, bro, you didn't play games or anything? He was like, nah, just was chilling. And I was like, all right,
I mean,
cool.
that's what I'm mostly doing is playing games mostly, but like I got no one to play with, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm like,
Pretty
you gotta
soon.
get the PS5, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I mean,
working
you
on
have your PS4, you can play Overwatch. It's free. It's free.
Well, I already have it anyway.
Overwatch 2?
I haven't fired up my PS4 in, like, ages, bro.
It's all right. That jet engine can fire up like no problem.
I know, huh? You'll just hear it loud, like, like it's about to explode or some
It's
shit.
like the last minute of the match. It's like, oh, Samir, heal me real quick. It's like,
I know, it's like the key moment. I was like, oh, I gotta get this shot in.
like I got my ultimate in. It's
Yeah.
Like, all right, like PS4 overheated. Gotta cool it down.
And then you're like, John, what happened? Where you at? And then it like cuts off and stuff. And then it's like, no. And then like turns out that one ultimate move, if I would have dropped it, would have won us the game. And then it would just that would be shameful.
Yeah, you can turn on your PS4. It don't matter. You can still play.
I kind of want to play Minecraft. Like,
yeah, you can play Minecraft
just
too.
kind of fuck around, you know? Like,
I think that's
not necessarily
free.
like play the survival, but like do creative and like we could like build a whole like fucking town or some shit. I feel like us, Pablo, maybe even Isaiah would be down to get into that.
Me
Like,
and Pablo, we play Minecraft a lot. We're
that'll
pretty
be
good.
that'll be fucking funny. Like we could just do like talk over the mics or whatever, or like do a phone call chat and like we're just
You
like
have a headset or no? If you did play it, no,
no.
maybe.
I want to say like I do, but I would have to like look it up, like
Nah,
try to
you can
find
just
it.
use like the PlayStation app and use your AirPods. I did that
Oh.
sometimes. Like in Pablo, we'll play on PlayStation and just
Yeah.
use the app.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get back into gaming soon, so
Ooh.
yeah.
All right. Well, if you need plus in games, I got you. Cause I got the second tier of the PlayStation thing. So
yeah,
if
I'll let
like,
you know. I just it all depends on in the next couple of months. Probably if everything goes well, for sure. Like around my birthday, I'll probably be able to get it.
Or sooner. What happens if I just buy it for you?
Bro, I'd
What
be
would
like,
you do? It's like, hey, and like, happy birthday, John. It's like, what is this? Like, you don't want to know. Like, don't. It's like, open it.
if you did that, oh my god, dude! Like,
What would you do?
I
What would you say? Say like, if I brought it to you right now, it's like, happy birthday, John.
would be. Why are you saying it like you do? That would be fucking. That's like creepy as fuck. It's all in your backpack. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, so.
Since we're talking about it, oh, surprise!
Now, what would you do?
I think I would just be like number one, like completely shocked. Like I'd just be like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like I was like, damn, because that's like a few $100s. So, and then I'll probably be like, you know what? You get a get out of jail free card basically for like every fucking event. I'll be like, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about getting me a birthday gift for like the next 5 years, or a Christmas gift, or none of that shit. Because I'm like, damn, like that's a really big gift to give someone. So
It is. It is.
So now you know. If that's the case, I'll be like, you know what? You get a free pass for every one of those special occasions because
Free pass plus a little extra on the side. Oh.
whoa.
You know, people will be like, now people know. Like, oh, let me just buy John a PS5 real quick.
I know. No, but I don't know anybody that probably would do that.
Mr. Beast.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's like,
It's like, John, if you can stay in your car for 12 days, I'll buy you a brand new PS5.
Stay in my car for 12 days?
I'll buy you a brand new
God.
PS5 plus a Lamborghini and a lifetime supply of money.
If I'm supposed to stay in my car, how am I going to refuel the gas? Or do I have to survive without, like, or, like, use the gas efficiently?
No, you're just staying in one place. You're living in your car like a trailer. Like, it just stays in one place.
Fuck. But I'm living in my car? Ooh.
12 days. PS5. Money.
I would probably... well, but it depends. Like, what can I, like, have in the car?
Whatever you bring before... Like,
Oh, so I could load up my car.
yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, in that case, yeah, it's fucking gross. But number one, I'd make sure I have enough water bottles,
Obviously.
yeah, for the hydration and everything. And then obviously, as those hydration or as the like I drink the water bottles or whatever, then I'll just use them to pee. Now the pooping size situation, I'm not 100% sure how I would handle that. I'd probably get like
What would you do?
like bags or something. Oh, but then it's
bag.
gonna stink. It's gonna stink up the fucking.
Why don't you get like a bucket?
Yeah, but then
Now,
like after
think
a
of it
certain
like
amount
this.
of time,
So,
but after a
you'll
certain
have,
amount
like-
of time, the smell's gonna get out,
that's
and
what
it's
I'm
gonna
saying.
and it's gonna like
no. Listen. So, if you get like a bucket, like a good decent size, it's like, all right, it's starting to get like a little heavy, like on day 6. It depends what kind of food
Right.
you get.
right.
So you're like, all right, depends like where you are. Like, oh, like if you're in front of your house, like in the middle of a desert, you can just get that bucket.
But
throw it
because I'm
out.
still in the car. I didn't get
Exactly.
out of the car.
Yeah. So he's like,
Okay.
Just check out all the stuff I just
Yeah.
ate.
I'd probably like look into like camping resources because I'm pretty sure there's probably like some type of camping disposable like trash bags for like where you could poop or something.
Like
and
the
be
doggy bags.
yeah. Well, if it comes down to it, fuck it. I mean, if it works, it works, right?
It's like doggy size poop bags, extra large.
Yeah. Just in case I get those like really explosive days.
It's like great thing poop bag.
And then I'd
bags.
probably get like one of those like old fashioned like hand can openers and like take in with me like a bunch of like canned food maybe or like
That's good canned food.
or
yeah.
like temperature regulate like how do I explain it? Like food that doesn't have to stay a certain temperature to be like healthy or whatever. Like, you know,
Yeah.
obviously off the bat, like fruits and vegetables, like I might have to skip out on that unless it's like for the first couple days.
Yeah.
That I'll eat them up while they're still good.
Okay.
But then again, I could get a cooler with like
Yeah.
ice and keep them cool that way.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the toughest thing would be figuring out the eating and the like peeing and pooping situation.
What would you do
And then
though?
everything else is
during
like
the day. Like you're there for like what 24 hours, which is a whole day. What would you do?
honestly just
Because there's not a lot of movement you could do, unless you have like a big car.
I know. Well, my car is a little spacious. But I would probably like just listen to music.
And once you get tired of listening to music for 12 days.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Okay. Oh.
So like listen to
Right now.
music. I'll
Someone's
also
done
like
this.
I'll just binge watch whatever I'm binge watching.
What happens if you get like tired of that? What would you do?
Of the binge watching?
Yeah.
Then I go back to listening to music.
Once you get tired of listening to music
And
for
then,
hours.
And then probably have like a few games on the side too, so where I could just like chill and play games. And then I don't have to worry about the charging situation because I just turn the car on and charge my devices
What's 12 days? Can your car last for 12 days?
without me putting more gas into it.
Like it's on full in 12 days without filling it up. Because
Maybe, but I would probably like have to like not drive it.
like it depends on the location. If you're like in the middle of a desert, like, oh, I can put gas. But at what price? If I do, then I'm not going to make it to the gas station. Because they're like, if you're using your power for like music and charging your phone and putting on the heater in the air and like having it on in general, later on it's going to catch up and you're like, oh, I got to put on some gas, but I'm not going to make it. So I got to conserve this much amount of power left in my car.
That's what I'm saying. Like, or like if I could, like, would it have to be outside in the middle of nowhere? Like,
I mean, yeah, it's kind of the point of camping.
oh, okay.
Like you're camping in your car.
Shit. In that case,
Gotta camp somewhere. You can't camp in the. I mean, you can, but it won't be really camping. You gotta be in the middle, like in the woods, with your car. Just you and you alone, like camera people following you, and it can only help you like in emergencies, like you're dying or something
Right,
like
right,
that. What would you do? What would John do? Oh man, you really think about this one, aren't you? You're like, oh, if I do this, like, nah, this could happen.
no, I'm like, I'm still trying to think of like the first thing that I would like probably think of doing.
What would you do? You just got stranded. Wake up. Need to see a note. You got 12 days to live in your car. If
I
you
would
do, $1 million.
I would say that
PS5.
I would probably like take with me, since I could load up the car. I'd probably take with me like for sure a deck of cards.
A deck of cards. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean like you could play like solitaire.
You know how to play solitaire?
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
You have a pretty good idea, or you have an idea?
Well, yeah, I know how to play it, so it's like I think that could keep me
Alright.
entertained for a little while, and then so the deck of cards for sure. Probably like art supplies
Mm-hmm.
and like sit there and like draw stuff. I'm not the greatest like artist or anything, but I could definitely sit there and probably do something, figure something out.
You think
What
you'll go
else?
insane or what? 12 days in your car? You think you'll tap out? Like, what? What do you think? You think you can stick it out for 12 days?
Maybe. I think if I constantly remind myself, like, okay, if I can like withstand these 12 days, then like I get the PS5 or whatever, and I get like
Money.
like you said, like $1,000,000 or something. You could do a lot of stuff with $1,000,000, so it's kind of like.
What would you do? Say if you did win, you have the million and the PS5. What would you do with the money first?
I would probably honestly invest it into like
Into what?
like
In your own business or other businesses?
I guess you could start a business. Yeah.
That
might be a good
What
idea.
kind of business would you do if you had $1 million? What would you want to do?
I think I would probably do like maybe like a like restaurant franchising.
Restaurant? I thought you don't like the restaurant business.
Not being like a regular worker for it, but if I'm an owner,
If you're an
of, like-
owner, like what would you do if differently since you have experience in restaurant
I would
biz?
make sure that everything for my employees would be worth it.
How
And,
would it be worth
and like
it?
actually hear them out, you know, like
You actually listen to them? Like,
yeah,
oh,
actually
like,
listen to them, because I feel like a lot of like management nowadays and everything, in terms of like at least from what I knew from that field and everything, like you'll share their concerns or whatever, and they
Pour
kind of
some
like
more.
they'll probably like brush it off,
Yeah.
you know. And it's versus like, instead of you telling me like, hey, I don't think this is fair, or I don't think this is right, or like how come this or whatever, like without giving, or like if I can give a without like giving a solid explanation, then I could be like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what, like, you know, I see where your concerns are coming from, and then like work with that person to see like how they would like it to be fixed, because sometimes like the way you think it could be fixed isn't the way,
The actual way. Like
the actual way
can
to
be
number
fixed.
one, to number
Yeah.
one, get it actually fixed, or number two, like that person will be satisfied with the way that you fixed it. So I feel like that would be a right way. And then like I know a lot of like I know it's like part of a meme or whatever, but I know a lot of like, let's say bosses and stuff will sit there and like and try to do like, oh, you guys did a great job on our numbers today, or
Have some thin sliced pizza and some
or this
Pepsi.
week or this week or this month or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we're gonna do a pizza party, or oh, we're gonna get you food from like another place. And it's like, really, when you have food at your own establishment and everything or whatever. No, I would rather. I know a lot of people nowadays would prefer either number one, a raise, or number two, like bonuses for that, and actually deliver, because
I'll
I feel
probably
like,
get like a bonus.
I feel like some like bosses will be like, yeah, you guys will get a bonus, and then they don't deliver. So
Yeah.
it's happened to
if
me
like
before,
a boss
where-
is like that, then they're wondering like, oh, how come our numbers are so down? Like
exactly.
the team morale's like not there. Like we're not saying hi to them.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I don't
And
know.
then-
like you're lying to us saying, oh yeah, you can get
Yeah.
like a bonus check,
And then-
but don't come through.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And then like to add on to that, what I'm like trying to say is like, and basically to where it's kind of like, if I know I'm fulfilling my part and like being like, you guys are doing great, or at least like the workers that are doing a good job say, hey, I'm only getting all this extra stuff because he tells me like, oh, it's because you like had the fastest like
Yeah.
drive-through time, or you had the most like compliments in like customer reviews, or like, you know, stuff like that. Or I noticed that you like you're always like with a good attitude, like stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
that and they see that it's rewarding, and they don't like fix it. Then it's kind of like, okay, well,
Like,
you had the opportunity to fix it
yeah.
and everything. You know what everybody else is doing, you know, and all that stuff. And if you don't fix it on yourself, or like you're just being a bad person on your own, then it is what it is. Like, I'm sorry, I
Mm.
can't help you. But definitely like deliver on that, and then
Yeah.
be focused on like I guess like have a double like focus of
Uh,
like individual work as well as
yeah.
teamwork, because
Yeah, teamwork, yeah.
I feel like sometimes like if you focus on individual work too much,
Mm.
then they're gonna be like, oh, I'm the best one because I did this like the most frequently or
Yeah.
whatever. And then sometimes
Like they're
it
gonna like schedule more doing that than like other stuff and
yeah. And
like your
then
job.
I would definitely like for sure like no BS, like go based off of performance in terms of um like requests and everything.
Yeah.
So like if I have like my top performer, of a worker, and they're like, I know they're the best at like what they do, or they're one of the best at what they do and
Mm.
everything, and they come up to me and they're like, hey, I want weekends off, then I'll probably most likely end up being like, yeah, sure, you can have your weekends off because I know you like,
Yeah.
you dedicate like all your time and
Yeah.
energy, like, or like actual effort to it. Then yeah, and versus like if someone's like kind of like half-assing it or whatever, and it's just kind of demanding to have like weekends off, I'll be
Yeah.
like, no, because
Because you already know
you
like
know
how they are and all that
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like I'd rather give it to that person that like actually works their butt off, because then the feeling of appreciation will be stronger in them
Mm.
than the people that like barely do anything and then they get their way anyway. You know.
Yeah, like like you hear him like talking normal. It's like, oh yeah, like I go parties every weekend and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and like you're giving them the weekend off.
Yeah,
Then like
exactly.
someone else who's like, oh, like I've been working all week, but like
Yeah.
the one
And
thing
then
I
of
really
course
want is the
and
weekend.
then of course like there's that thing of like, oh, I want my weekends off and you didn't give it to me, then just going to call off or whatever. Then of course like have
Yeah.
the make sure everyone is on board with like following the correct procedures and everything, and eventually getting that person like either fired or like getting their hours cut and stuff, because it's
Mm.
like it's unfair to everybody else, if they start doing that type of stuff.
Yep, I know that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm
Mm.
like, I stuff like that. And then
Alright. You think you'll be a good boss?
me?
Yeah.
Mm,
Like you think the coworkers will like you that you hire?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I like this guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Or if they're a good worker, then I'll be like, yeah, you're a good
What if
worker.
it's like someone hates you, like like this dude John, man, like he's making me do all this extra stuff while he has Teresa doing this and that. Well, I did this like nothing. How would you handle that? Like if someone hates you, what would you do? Like if you knew and you want to like address it to him.
I feel like I would like set up a meeting with them
Mm.
and then like talk to them and be like, hey, look, like, why do you feel like that type of way towards me, whatever. And then sometimes you never know, because sometimes they'll like hate you because they feel like that. Like, let's
Mm.
say they're like, oh, I feel like you give more preference to Teresa, like you're saying, like let's say for example, like to Teresa versus me, and they're like why is that or whatever. Then
Yeah.
I could simply be like, well, because I noticed like Teresa's hard work even more because she goes a little bit more above and beyond, or like she does like
Yeah.
an excellent job here and there. And I'm not saying that you're not a good worker or you don't have that potential, but like, you know, it's performance based. So it's like if you
Yeah.
do better, you're gonna get better stuff out of me. But I think like still like even for like that's why I'm saying like even team focused things.
Yeah.
So like that way like they like I'll be like, yeah, Teresa got like a $50 bonus versus you got $25 bonus, but at least you got a bonus, and Teresa only got the $50 bonus
Yeah.
because let's say she had out of everyone she had the best drive through times and like on average, and let's say for example, right, and then be like, and she was the only one that got it because she was the top performer,
Like
but
on each shift.
it was still the team that brought it all together, so everybody will get this little bit. And maybe even if it's not like 50s and 25s, if it's like 5s and 10s or whatever, like bonuses, something per week or whatever, what have you, then yeah, I feel like I would do that.
All right.
Just like get enough money for myself, like to get by. and stuff, or like do what I got to do, pay whatever for the business, and then, you know, yeah.
I
Because
think
as
you'll
long
make
as
a
my
good
bills are
boss.
paid, as long as my bills are paid and everything, I don't mind giving more to like different people.
Yeah. You're like, man, well, as long as I'm fine, I don't care about anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like
All right, all right.
and the communication I feel would definitely be there because I try to communicate a lot, like what's wrong, whatever, stuff like that. And if I could, I would try to set up like a paid time off type of system too, so that I can tell them like, you know what, like if you're feeling a little burnt out or like, you know, people get sick, and you're like,
True.
and some people like will go to work sick because they still need the money. It's like, no, you can just take your day off. Just take your day off.
They're thinking like, oh, boss, like I'm so sick. You just hear like,
yeah, in the background. Yeah, I know. But like, or even if they do that, then that's their business. But at least they could be like, you know, like, oh, I need time away because work can be very stressful and everything too. So, yep.
Yeah. I guess that could happen. That can happen, but overall, I think you'll be a good boss. I think you would. People.
Yeah, everybody that like when I was a manager and everything before, majority, I'm not gonna say everybody, but majority like were saying that I was a pretty good boss. Like the house, that they would prefer me over like the actual general managers themselves and the ownership.
Started.
But yeah.
Oh God, managers give you something, can't they, John?
I know I wasn't the perfect one.
You're the best one.
But I did as best as I could.
Now you're the best manager.
Thank you.
If you guys don't know,
Appreciate
this used to be my boss, ex-boss.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're a good boss. You're understanding.
Yeah.
Like you kind of understand, like, oh yeah, like I understand you're going through this, but like you still got to get it done. Like I know you're dealing with this, but come on, like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, John. It's coming towards winter. What do you think about that? It's already August, June, September, then birthday month for you.
Yeah, it's crazy because this that last little like section of the year always goes by so quickly for me, and I think it's because for me it's like event after event after event, and it's like poof, you know, it's like it's gone. So yeah, kicking off basically with my birthday.
Yeah,
because I got my birthday and then it'll be Halloween, and then Thanksgiving,
Christmas, New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, Saint Patrick.
Oh yeah,
Easter.
Yeah, but that's where it starts to slow down. I feel like once we get to like, for me every year it's been like once we get to January, like New Year's Day, it's like New Year's Day to happen and then it slows down. To me, it feels like it slows down because after New Year's Day, there's not much that happens until Valentine's Day. But that's like literally like a month and a half almost after that day. So it's kind of like, you know, it's weird.
All right. Okay, that could. Alrighty then. Well, you got any plans for your birthday so people will know what you're doing for your birthday? It's coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna have a
little get together.
A little or a big one?
Kind of big.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty big. Like anybody that I'm comfortable with having over and stuff, and like having a good time and everything, then we'll probably do that. I know we talked about maybe doing a birthday special episode for me.
Yeah.
Of the podcast, and then we'll see how
we can do like a couple hours beforehand the party.
Oh yeah, like the day of.
Yeah, the day of.
Like in the morning or something.
Have someone on, if you want. Talk about you and your day. Like it's John Day.
Yeah. True. We'll have to figure out the details. Or we can have multiple people on too. like have a line basically, and then be like, okay, what do you gotta say?
A line. That's like depends how many microphones if we get.
No. Oh, well, no, not like that. I'm saying like have a little line. Be like, okay, you get to say like, you can have like 10 minutes to like talk about John or something like that, and then they could like say something small or quick or whatever.
Gotcha.
And then we'll have like maybe like a few people, like not like everybody I know, because then that will just be like a super big episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out, but I think actually tonight I was gonna organize all the details for like my actual birthday party and start sending out like to the people I'm gonna invite.
All right.
Yeah.
Got anything else to add on before we end it here?
No. Follow us, listen to us, share us. You know.
Like, subscribe, do all that stuff.
All that good stuff. Yes, please. That would be greatly appreciated.
Very greatly.
And we are paying attention to who's at least I am, like who's interacting with us in the social media a lot, most and everything and all that, because I promise you, like especially like maybe when we get into like the merch stuff and everything, you guys are gonna have like either really good detail or discounts and or even like some free items like that we'll just give you, because
it's more like the social media guy, more like the tech guy doing all the stuff behind and all that.
Yeah, basically. So like, and like right now I haven't been too strong on like the posting and everything, so it's like our promotional stuff hasn't been like too crazy out there, but for sure this week I'm like getting back on it. Yeah, I'm getting back on it. I'm getting on like the clips and all that stuff, and then getting them posted. Good thing I have the day off tomorrow too, so
nice.
I could sit there and be like, send me this clip, send me this clip, send me this clip. And you can send me those clips one by one or whatever, and then I can get them ready to get posted.
Yeah, we could do that. Yep,
all right.
Yep.
Oh, and also hopefully next episode we'll actually finally
we'll have a guest for sure. Not like we're gonna stay on the story and then like, oh, like wonder who's gonna guest gonna be. But it's not gonna. But for sure, it's gonna be a guest.
I feel like we jinxed it by doing that, or I jinxed us.
Whatever. If you're listening throughout the podcast, one of those names might be on the next episode. So we'll go ahead and follow.
And like always, like if you're interested in being a guest on the show and everything, or like on this podcast, let us know. You know, whether, like I said before too, like whether you know us personally, you can message us personally, like directly, or you can like message us on any of our like main social media accounts, which right now mostly I'm on like Instagram, and I'm starting to learn how to post and edit and do all that stuff on TikTok. So like some of the TikTok videos, if they're like kind of like basic or lame, just know that that's why, because I don't know how to post too much. Like I was on there earlier today, like because I posted our first video on there, and I was like sitting there like clicking all the buttons. I'm like, what does this do? Oh, if I do this, like, you know, kind of messing around with it. But yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, it just all depends. So, but yeah, definitely like better content and everything. Also, the feedback works too. Like some people were like, Samir needs to talk more. Other people were like, you guys need more energy. But I feel like this episode we had pretty good energy. And you talked a good amount too. So if we're doing good, let us know too. Like, or if we're doing bad, like give us your opinion, because like at the end of the day, that's what's gonna get us out there. You know, like why are we gonna ask you to share something that you're like, that was kind of lame? Yeah, you know. If you like really like it, then yeah. Or if there's like certain topics or opinions that you want us to like cover on, like what's our take on like whatever thing, just let us know, and we can also like cover it, you know.
Other than that, see you guys on the next episode.
Yep. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.